Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be a sales update for my boom bales case study that we're running. It's been a couple of weeks since I received the pallet. I've unboxed them all, so you can see that we've got the 3 unboxing videos. It's been a little bit hectic, to say the least, but I have been busy listing things. Before we kick in, Boom Wholesale are currently merging with OTH Wholesale, Off the Hanger Wholesale. So I can't log into my account, can't see what's really going on. It's been like this for about a week, just waiting to hear. So let's see what happens. So anyway, on with the show. So Flipwise is the software that I use to track my inventory and my sales and all that kind of good stuff. So let's have a look at Boom Bales and see where we've gone. So I created this within Flipwise pretty much 3 weeks ago. And I've been a bit quiet. I haven't made any videos because I've been busy listing things, and there's a lot of stuff. I'm 125 items listed so far. Quick recap: you have to buy 3 50-kilogram bales of outerwear. The cost of that is £50 per bale, and then there's a transportation fee of an additional £80 because it comes on a pallet. The whole thing weighed quarter of a ton, so it's a lot of stuff. And I bought that back on the 6th of August. And I've been busy listing things ever since. So let's jump in. Let's have a look and see what we've got. If you've just noticed, I've listed so far just under £2,500 worth of sales value. I don't expect to get that full amount. That's kind of pre-offers on eBay, offers on Vinted, that kind of thing. But so far, having paid £230 out, as you can see, we've got £305 back in. So let's have a quick look and see what we've sold. I'll do this in the date that it sold. So 3 weeks, it's pretty much sold almost straight away. A Jules jacket that sold on eBay. We sold that for £30.95, which was £24.95 and £6 shipping. It's quite a heavy. It's quite a heavy item. But the net return there was £21.59. So after eBay fees and the cost to ship, pretty good. Now you have to put a purchase price in if you want to kind of get access to Flipwise's analytics, and it gives you kind of an update. And I've guessed that I'm gonna have 230 items. It may be that there's only 150, 180 but I won't know that until I've listed everything. At which time I then may update all of these to maybe a £1.50 or whatever it works out at. So I'm working on the premise everything's cost £1. And it'll update itself later on. An F&F women's swimsuit that sold for £9.50, brand new with tags. Sold pretty quickly. 16 days to list it, but that was actually from the order date. Took a few days for the pallet to arrive, but actually that got listed and sold in 2 days, which was pretty good. We did a Harry Potter jumper. That sold the same day we listed it. We sold that on Vinted for £10, so reasonable profit there. And then Zara down-filled woman's coat. That was, you can see my photography is pretty ropey. We sold that for £30, and that took less than a day to sell. So that kind of sold the same day I put it up. And then let's have a look. Autographs woman's brown pullover. We sold that the same day that we listed it. Sold that on eBay for £18. And then a Marks and Spencer's vintage coat. The coats went really well. That took 1 day to sell. Sold that for £27, and that went on Vinted, so there was no fees. So quite a decent haul. The Daniel Hector coat, that took 5 days to sell. That sold for £26. That was sold on eBay, and it was £20 plus £6 shipping. I used to offer free shipping, but it just eats into your margins. And to be honest, free shipping for me on eBay versus paid shipping on eBay made no difference to my sales. And I tested things for months and months and months. So whilst eBay may want me to offer free shipping, and they'll give you all the spiel to say, we have to compete with Amazon and blah, blah, blah. That's in eBay's interest. It's not in my business's interest. And my tests proved that it made no difference whatsoever. So why leave money on the table, so to speak? So I don't offer that anymore. Next up, Super Dry Men's Penultimate Service Jacket. This took 2 days to sell. This sold for $27.99, which was again on eBay, £3 shipping this time. So pretty good. That sold pretty fast, which is good to see. A Zara Basic Woman's Coat. That sold on eBay for £20 and £6 shipping. That took 6 days to sell. And then a J. Crew Woolen Tweed Blazer. Sold that on Vinted for £20. That took 9 days to sell. So it's still pretty quick. I like things that turn over quite quickly. And then Cedarwood State. It's just a basic jumper. Sold in Vinted for £8. Which is £7 profit. Ben Sherman's knitwear jumper. That was sold for £16. That took about 2 days to sell. And then another Zara ladies coat. This was a cape, in fact. This sold for £28 on eBay, which was £25 plus £3 shipping. And that took 1 day to sell. So that was pretty quick. Let's have a look. Next one is an Under Armour base layer. Got a sports thing. That went in 2 days. That was sold on eBay for £10 plus £3 shipping. And then finally, Cotton Traders. That sold earlier this morning. And I accepted an offer on Vinted for £15. So pretty good. Yeah, not too bad. So, we're into... let's have a quick look. Let's just go back to the main screen. So remember, I spent £230. The revenue is £305. Obviously, I've got some fees involved, and £125 of those fees is the calculation to say, okay, I've listed 125 things at £1 each, and like I said, that may change to £1.25, £1.50, £2, whatever it might be. I've still got a big box of stuff to list. There's about 100 items. That'll be adjusted accordingly, but pretty good. 3 weeks in, massive. It was a massive pallet, lots of stuff to sort through. There's lots of ironing to do. There was lots of washing to do. Probably 50% of what we received. If you've watched any of the bales, we got lots of coats, and we're coming now into some pretty poor weather in the UK. Sold 4 coats in the last 2 days, so people are it's on their radar a bit. It's starting to rain. They want something cheap. So I'm pretty optimistic with this. If I look at what we've got listed, we've got 108 live items, and they range from, let's have a look, $5.99 up to $69.99. I've got men's wool and cashmere coats. So there's some big stuff. Harrods men's wool alpaca coat for £60. And I used Listing Monster to list quite a few of these items, and some of the research in that gave me the pricing. And you do your normal research and see what things have sold for and see what other people are selling for. Everything's fluid, but with potentially £1 to £2 buy price on all of these things, as you can see, it's going to be profitable. So we're already thinking about our next bale, but as I said, they're currently merging and we don't know what's going to happen, but there's allegedly going to be better stuff, newer tag stock, end of line stock, a bigger selection, but we will see. So that's the first update. I was going to do them weekly. I'd rather have something sensible to report, so I might do them maybe 2 weeks, every month maybe. We'll see how the sales go, but 15 sales off the bat, got most of the money back, and I'm very optimistic we're going to make a decent profit. So if you're thinking about it, once they're back up and running, I'd recommend it. I was impressed. There was, in my experience with Fox Vintage Wholesale and Vintage Wholesale Supply, I was throwing away. Fox Vintage Wholesale was pretty good. Maybe 10% of what I bought I had to get rid of. Vintage Wholesale Supply, most of the last 3 or 4 batches were complete garbage, and I got rid of nearly all of it. So there's a lot of kind of lost opportunity, but in this instance I think we've only got rid of 2 things out of potentially a couple of hundred, so it's pretty good. So you're not wasting too much time sorting through things and then getting rid of it. So overall, I'm really pleased how it's going. I hope this inspires you to do something yourself. It's definitely easier as long as you've got some storage space. It's easier than going to charity shops and going to car boots and all those things. I'm not a fan. I know Emma likes to go, but it's not for me. So I'm happy for someone to deliver a great big pallet full, and I can then just happily list and put things out there. So I am working on listings that are replenishable, so that you make the listing once and you've got multiple quantities of the same item. Some things I've been testing. I've been importing things from China, as you do, and that's going quite well. That will be a video in the future, and we'll keep you going. But as part of this case study, so far so good. As always, thanks for sticking around. Appreciate your support, watching the channel. Try and make it interesting, but it is what it is. I wish you all the best. Good luck with your own stuff. If you've got any tips you want to share, anything you want to get off your chest, that's all good too. I respond to all the video questions, and there we go. So many thanks for watching. I will see you in another video.